Artists, creatives, and designers, welcome to Dream Aloud Art, the podcast where creatives are educated on seeing value in themselves and their creations. Presented to you by RTA, respecttheartist.com. I'm your host, fellow creative and friend, Electra B. Frederick. Let's go. What is going on, y'all? Yes. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to be of service to you. You know what? Just the other day, I was really thinking about, and actually, I was having a conversation with a friend, and we were out for lunch, and we were having some oysters. Shout out to my friend. She knows what's up. We were having some oysters by the lake, by the waters. Yeah, it was great. Anyway, counting the blessings. But in the conversation with her, I was like, you know what? I just thank God every day that that I've just been really so blessed to continue to have conversations with artists and encourage artists and teach them about confidence. Like it's just a blessing to be of service, you know? It just is because you know what I'm talking about. You're an artist, right? And so me being an artist and loving my craft and honing in on my craft and just sharpening my tools, like, yo, what did I say? My tools, sharpening my tools and my skill set, and just basking in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so much to be grateful for. And this is beyond the podcast. This is just life. You know how artists are like, art is life. Yeah, right. Exactly. It is life. This is life. So, that being said, I'm grateful for you. I am so thankful for you tuning in, because the thing about these podcasts, about Respect the Artist platform, about our platform, about Dream Aloud Art, YouTube and podcasts and Instagram and all of that, is that somewhere in the equation, artists are catching what they're hearing. They're catching it with both hands. They're catching it. They're like, you know what? And they drop their paintbrush like they drop a mic. I'm telling you, they're like, you know what? I had enough. I had enough of whatever it is that's been going on out here, certain mindsets, and I had enough. It's time to level all the way up and continue to level up, because there are levels to leveling up. Listen, come on now. So, counting the blessings. Let's get to it. Let's get right down to it. So, we are expanding on why exactly does it matter to post? Like, what is the deal about posting on Instagram? This episode we're going to dedicate to the discussion of how to sell your art on IG, y'all. Maximize your posts. And I'm going to give you three keys to remember. Okay? Three keys to remember about posting. That's critical that you hear me. Three keys to remember about posting. Okay? So, as some of you know, I have had thousands upon thousands of conversations with artists. As a certified instructor, I've been teaching courses on how to sell your work effectively, not only on Instagram. I think a lot of people, not I think, I'm known as like the Instagram art coach, but of course they come to me on Instagram and they want to know how to sell their work on Instagram. But the thing is, what I'm teaching you, these are things to apply in any situation. Whether, like, say we're talking about posts right now, right? You can take that and translate that into actually physically showing your work and what applies, certain things that apply, okay? Certain things. Just you'll hear it. If you're actually paying attention, you're going to hear some things that you can apply in different situations. So I encourage you to have an open mind moving forward. All right? But of course, we're going to utilize Instagram as the base. All right? We're going to use it as the base for this recipe. Okay? All right, so three things to remember about posting. I better let me jot that down. That keyword is about posting. Okay. The first thing is that frequency does matter. Frequency matters. All right. No matter where an artist is at on the spectrum of their experience or what they know or what they think they know, whatever the case is, plenty of artists have asked me, how often should I post? So some of them ask me with the idea that posting more is going to increase the likelihood that they're going to sell their work. It may to a certain degree, but trust and believe the frequency of you posting is not going to be the most defining thing on whether the defining action on whether or not you sell your art. That doesn't like it doesn't matter for the Instagram algorithm. Yeah, of course. You want to post more frequently than if you're playing the number game. Sure, sure. More people are going to see your work. More of your followers are going to see your work more often or see whatever it is you're posting. Let me say that with intention. They're going to see whatever it is you're posting because I promise you, not every artist is actually posting their work. Like, I'm just keeping it real with you. They're not. They're not. I mean, because it all depends on what they're trying to do. Okay. But if you are intentional and you're being in my tribe, my RTA members, if you go to my Instagram and hit subscribe, that's where my RTA members are at. I also call them Dreams Team because, of course, it's on my page on my Instagram, which is Dream Aloud Art. Okay. They know I'm hollering this day and night. Like, your intentional posts matter, not just the frequency. Okay. You can post pictures of whatever you want to post, but the question is, what are you sharing? So frequency does matter to a degree. But the deeper question is, what are you sharing? All right. So that's the first thing I want to put some light on. Does the frequency matter? Yes. For the Instagram algorithm, yes. More people are going to see whatever it is you're posting. Yes. But my question is, what are you sharing? What are you sharing? So this is probably a moment that I know some of my listeners take notes for these episodes, specifically about selling your art, because there's a lesson to be learned here. You may want to jot that down. The question is, what are you posting? What are you sharing? Okay, what are you sharing? And I want to remind y'all, I coach artists on this subject. Okay, I have taught artists on this subject, and I have had a lot of wonderful responses from my students, from my clients, about how as soon as they started tweaking a few things, game changer completely. Game changer. All right. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So let's see. The next key to remember about posting, right? I'm wearing that word out about posting. Does the layout matter? Yes, the layout matters. Your presentation when we first go to your online gallery at Instagram.com, which is your free virtual real estate, okay, that you can maximize. When we first go to your page, does your layout matter? Yes, there is it's in all of us. I feel like, I could go down the road of any kind of studies that have to do with who we are and our existence at our core and our history as a people. And I've heard this quote. I'm sure I could Google it and find it, but this quote from this gentleman who was a scientist, and he said that beauty is balance. Beauty is balance and clarity. Beauty is balance and clarity. I thought that was great. It was well said, because in relation to a layout or some kind of theme or design or something that follows a flow, and we're just going to say a theme, right? Visually, when we go to your page, does it matter? Absolutely. If your layout stirs intrigue in us, or we want to learn more about it, or we feel clarity, we have a clear understanding of what's going on here, or balance, like a balance, we'll just say, for example, a balance of colors, or a balance of, I'll give you some of y'all may have seen something like this, where the Instagram user has every photo on their page, it has a frame. there's a frame around the photo. So no matter what the variations of the different photos are, it could be, I'm just giving an example, it could be a photo of their car, it could be a picture, a selfie, it could be whatever, a picture of their dog, okay? No matter what they are sharing, they have a consistent frame around each photo. That gives a sense of ease within us. And it also gives a sense of looking for, like not looking forward to, but we'll say they're okay with you popping up on their feed. They're okay with getting a notification of your activity because they know it's going to feel sound, clear, consistent, balanced, right? If you have, if you don't, let me say it in a different way. If you're not intentionally sharing your work, if you're not treating your free real estate at Instagram.com, if you're not treating that like it's a paid platform, like if you had to pay for Instagram, would you treat it differently? So if you're not being, keyword, intentional, then how are you getting closer to selling your work? It's just like a store layout. It's just like a gallery. It's just online, right? But it's just like a gallery or a store. How are you setting things up? Is it easy for your customer to understand what's going on? Do they know that anything's for sale? Do they know that you're selling anything? Right? These things should be consistent in your post. And if you want to know the three key things, this is something separate. The three types, or excuse me, the three key things, key principles for every single post, three things that you should have with every single post and be consistent with. You need to go to the description and find me on Instagram and subscribe and join my artist group coaching. You have to do, listen, if you actually want to sell your work through Instagram, level all the way up. I'm telling you. And we have a good time. You could probably tell it, you could probably see how I'm passionate or sense how passionate I am about our coaching group, which is also the Respect the Artist members. We have a good time and they're leveling up because I'm dropping the gems that they need and they're catching it. Okay. I'm not just like, oh, just chit chatting. They are catching the gems. We are leveling up and it's worth it. So if you go ahead and do that, on Instagram, you'll see a little video. Once you hit subscribe, you're going to see a video on what it is. It's a 12-week Instagram strategy course along with pricing your art, all wrapped in one. And you can move at your own pace and watch all the lives, all the videos. And we're building on the library of content every single week. And yeah, we have a great time. All right. So if you want those three principles of what you should be doing with every single post, make sure you do that and holler at your girl on Instagram. All right. So let's bounce back here to the third key about posting. Okay. What is the third thing that matters? Various posts matter. Okay. There are different kinds of posts. Let's keep that on the forefront. Different kinds of posts. Keeping us interested is a huge plus. Okay. So I'm going to tie these two things in as far as the consistency, right? We want to see consistency, but the next question is, do we want to see the exact precise thing every time? As far as what kind of post? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. So I'll use my page for example. I mainly post reels and a slideshow. Okay. Reels and a slideshow. I'm not trying to do 80 different things because people lose track of that. Like people think of yourself. This is a great thing or a great moment to actually think about yourself and your own behaviors, your own practices, and what draws you in, what keeps you interested. You can probably think of 2 or 3 pages that you follow where you legit know it's them when they pop up on your feed. You know it. Why? Because it's a visual. The visual, your your mind is incredibly powerful, and it does not need 80 seconds to determine who is this person that has now popped up. if you're and I'm not, y'all know I love Instagram, but it's not like I'm on there 8 hours a day, okay? Not at all. I encourage y'all to know how to draw boundaries with yourself, okay? Draw some boundaries and actually manage your time, your energy, very wisely, okay? But certain accounts that you follow where it takes a look, it takes a split of a split second for you to know who it is. Okay? That's what I'm talking about, is being intentional in your arrangement. And even when it comes to various posts, right? Different types of posts, your reels, um, your slideshow or a photo or a video, say a slideshow that starts with a video and then it has photos throughout the slideshow. Again, what is the intent of the post? Okay. So if you have, we'll just say, and please do not complicate this. Do not complicate this whole topic about 3 keys to remember about posting. Okay. Sometimes when an artist approaches me saying they want to know how to sell it, they'll come in with the idea of overcomplication. It's almost like they expect it to be so complicated, and because in order to succeed it must be complicated. No. No. Okay. There are parts and pieces where you need to, it's almost like arranging a racetrack. Are y'all familiar? Y'all know about those little racetracks? Like when you were either, if you have children or when you were a child, and you may have played with them, or your brothers or your sisters may have played with them. But when you put a racetrack together, right? That's what it's like. It's like picking the pieces of a racetrack, a small little racetrack to, put the little model car on, and Hot Wheels or something. You put the racetrack together and but the racetrack has to be fitting, okay? It's not about um, here's a whole lot of tracks. This is what it takes to be successful, is for you to figure stuff. No, you just have to pick the right things that apply to you, that feel the smoothest and the easiest, and then be consistent with it. That's what, that's it. you know, Pick the things that feel smooth and consistent in order for you to get from point A to point B. But if you have a complex mind, this won't make sense. If your mind is used to complexities, layers, levels all in between, if you're carrying that kind of belief, you will not receive my words clearly. You're not going to receive it very well. You're going to think, well, that sounds all good and fine and dandy, but my life is not set up that way. Excuse me. It's a mentality. Hear me when I say that. It's a mentality. Once you decide, and that's what it is, it's a decision. Once you decide to say that I can be successful and I can enjoy the ride, I have to be intentional. Once you make that decision, then your perspective will start changing, and then you're going to see how you can make it happen with ease and consistency, not stress and strife and struggle. No artist should have to experience that, especially if you would like to use Instagram. People are making money. Come on now, look. People are making money with their eyes closed out here. Like, there are so many ways to thrive. But I am not teaching you to do whatever. I'm teaching you to do what feels smoothest, but you have to be consistent and you have to be intentional and you have to let your mind and your heart connect. So it's got to feel good, righteous for yourself. It feels right, it feels good, and it also is easy for you to stay consistent with, because I promise you, if you are trying to be consistent with something that feels stressful, you won't win. You can get some money, but you're going to be stressed. I don't speak out of guesswork. This is out of experience. So I encourage you to keep an open mind about that. So the 3 things that we covered are 3 keys, okay, about posting and how to maximize your posts, right? Frequency does matter. That's the first one. Frequency does matter. It matters for the Instagram algorithm, okay? That word, boy, that word. It matters for the Instagram algorithm. But my question, the deeper question is, what are you sharing? That's what matters even more. Now, if you're sharing something that's very intentional, and again, if you want to know those 3 keys for what you should be having with every single post, go to Instagram, follow me, and subscribe. Subscribe so you can join our artist community because we're having a ball in there. We're having fun, and artists are leveling up. And send me a DM before you subscribe because I love to introduce the artists to the other RTA members, Dreams team, and all of that. Okay. Respect the artists. That's what RTA stands for. Okay. Sometimes I'm like, did I miss something? Some people are like, what does RTA stand for? I'm like, have you not like listened to anything, any of my content? I'm hollering that all the time. But anyway, if you do want those 3, you want to learn about those 3 things, you need to hit subscribe on my Instagram page, sign up or once you subscribe, then you're going to unlock full access to the 12-week Instagram master course with the bonus of the pricing your art master course, okay? Or master class, excuse me. So back to the list here. Frequency does matter. The second thing that we learned is that your layout does matter. It matters. Again, are you intentional? So you're asking, what exactly do I post? What am I supposed to have with every single post? Again, Instagram, go to my IG, hit subscribe. And of course, you're going to see a video. Okay, you're going to see a video on what it is that the 12-week Instagram strategy masterclass covers. So your layout does matter. I brought up that quote about clarity and balance, right? Beauty is clarity and balance. We love clarity. We love clarity. So we want to be crystal clear on what exactly you're doing on your page. Like, what is this for? Again, if you are if you are just utilizing your Instagram for fun, great. But why are you listening to this episode? Maybe you are trying to actually sell it low key. Maybe you are. All right. But yes, layout absolutely matters. You have to look at it again through your own behaviors. If you put on a different lens, you put on the lens of a potential customer, a fresh lens, and you went to your Instagram page and looked at it right now, my question is, would it make sense to you? Is it clear? Is it clear that that you are utilizing that space to display and sell your work? Do we have any understanding of that? Right. And the third key about your posts and how to maximize those, right, is to dive into some various posts. You don't want to use, 20,000 things because people may not recognize you unless you have again, being intentional with your posts, unless you have a consistent, I'll use an example of a color scheme. So anytime that color scheme pops up, it doesn't matter if you're doing a reels, doesn't matter if you're doing simply a photo or a slideshow it doesn't matter because you have the exact same colors that are with every single post or the majority of your posts, right? You're recognizable. So those are the 3 keys to remember about your posts and how to maximize those. And y'all have heard me say this how many times? Like 20 times. If you want to actually know what the 3 keys are to sell your art, the 3 keys that are with every single post, like what should those posts consist of? You want to know what it is? Come through to my Instagram artist coaching program, y'all. 12-week masterclass. We have fun. That's all I can say. Like, we have a lot of fun and we're thriving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my members. Like, I love my members, right? Because I'm talking them up. Yes, we also have weekly Instagram private lives. So I go live every week. I have a public live. And then right after that, we have a private VIP live. And so some of our members join the live with me. We have discussions. I'm sipping my hot water. Folks are sipping their tea. Like it is all GOOD, and we're learning and we're thriving and we're selling art. You know what I'm saying? So all right. I love y'all, but most of all, I respect y'all. Come on now. Come on. all of that. So make sure you check my description of this episode. Check it out and find your girl on IG. Hit subscribe. Of course, DM me, please, before you subscribe, because again, I love to introduce y'all to the family. So y'all take care. Keep selling that art out there. Keep doing your thing. And more to come. More to come. I'm just so blessed to be of service to y'all. Okay. All right. Well, take it easy. Take it. What song is that? Somebody let me know. Somebody find me on Instagram and tell me what song that is. Take it easy. Da-da-da-na-na-na-na. Y'all know what song I'm talking about. Okay, we don't do edits or retakes on these podcasts. All right. Okay. Okay. Love y'all. Take care. Artists, creatives, and designers, it has been an honor and a pleasure to spend this time with you. I'm grateful for your encouragement, love, respect, and support. Follow this podcast and share this episode with another creative who needs to hear it. Your positive ratings and reviews are highly appreciated. Screen capture this episode, post it, and tag me on Instagram at DreamAloudArt so I can show the love in return. For more information on having an artist consultation with me or for being on the YouTube show for artist interviews, check the description on this episode or go to respecttheartist.com. That's RESPECTHEARTISTS.com. Much love to y'all. And remember, RTA stands for Respect the Artists. I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace, peace from here to the Far East.